Hi and welcome to another Rio video from the Rio Quick Video series. My name is Gary Moulton. This video is about care planning and it's the first part of a two-part series of care planning in Rio. So in this video I'll show you how to add a problem and an intervention to the care plan. In part 2 I'll be showing you how to edit an existing care plan and also how to close an existing care plan and reopen a care plan that has been closed. So let's start first of all by looking at how you access the care plan and also how you add a problem to that care plan. As usual, I'm starting from the client's clinical portal. So I'll go to the navigation pane and look for care planning, CPA and reviews. Click the folder to open it. I get three choices. Care planning will appear, that's what I need, so I click on care planning and that should take me into the care planning window for my client. This client does not have any previously existing problems or needs recorded within the care plan, so it says no problem needs for this care plan. At the bottom of the screen there are several buttons. Some are blue, which means they are active and ready to be used. The ones that are grey means that they are not currently available for use, but as soon as there is an entry within this window, these buttons will become active. So you start the care plan by adding a problem. So click New Problem Need, so that's the button at the bottom of the screen. That gives me a section at the bottom where I can now fill in the necessary details. Challenges and Needs category is a mandatory field. So I need to pick from this list. My client's current problem is psychological, so I'll select psychological. The challenges and needs subcategory again is mandatory, so I open the list and I have a whole list of choices here and it's going to be psychotic symptoms. Once I've completed the mandatory fields, this free text box at the bottom of the screen, I will just fill in the description in detail. For the purpose of this video, I'll just fast forward it and then I'll read you the problem. And it reads, since the sudden death of your mother 6 months ago, you have reported and others have witnessed you become very upset, tearful and angry, and you hear your mother's voice telling you to do harmful things to yourself and your father. You have also reported traumatic events of abuse during your childhood and that you struggle to come to terms with this as well as guilt about other family members. Then click on the Save button to save the problem. This now appears at the top section of the client's care planning window. There is a hyperlink that says Validation History, which doesn't apply in this case. There is also the expansion button, which allows you to expand the details to see who created it, when it was created, and the actual time of creation. Click on this expansion button once more and it hides that detail. So that's the problem entered. With every problem there should be an intervention provided. So in other words, what care are you going to provide for the client? We need to use the New Intervention button, which appears at the bottom here. When I hover over it, it says Create New Intervention. However, at the moment, it is unavailable. So you'll need to click on the problem. When the problem is highlighted, you'll also see the remaining buttons are now made available. New intervention is what we need, so click New Intervention. The window opens with two mandatory fields, which are pick lists, and also several free text boxes to be completed. So we'll start with the intervention category. When you open the intervention category, you should be seeing interventions which are relevant to your type of service. So I'm looking for psychological, and the intervention subcategory, which is also mandatory, cognitive behavioral therapies. Make a selection. Now I need to define the goal. I need to define what activities are we going to pursue to achieve that goal, and also what is the client's view? Are they in agreement with this? Who authorized it? Does it need authorization? If so, I will make a choice here. And who are the main persons responsible for this intervention? The planned actual start date, when is it going to start, and also an anticipated end date. So all of this information needs to be completed. You'll also notice that there is a tick box here for section 117, so if your client is subject to 117, then you would need to put a tick in the box here and also a tick to say the client agreed. So we'll start by filling in the details of the goal. I'll just fast forward this for the purposes of this video. So this text box will allow you to continue to type your text even though it looks very small. So your named nurse is Nurse Hyde. You will be offered CBT therapy for the next 12 weeks with your named nurse. Within the sessions, we will provide you with support and provide you with a recovery plan to aid your recovery. So that's the goal. There's also a spell check there if I needed to, or if you felt the need to check your spelling. Let's move on to the activities. Activities will be named nurse sessions. So activities are named nurse sessions. You can approach any available nursing staff outside of this time if you wish to do so, all provided in accordance with the NICE quality guideline standards. What is the client's view of all of this? I'll enter it now. The client is in full agreement and would like to start as soon as possible. Now, in some instances, you may require authorization. So in the pick list here, you have options to choose. In this particular example, the team manager agreed. If social services are involved and there is a care package in place, then you could choose panel agreed, which we saw in the pick list as well. The main person responsible for this will be Ben Violet. A planned actual start date. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to backdate this one 2 weeks ago. So I go to the calendar, and 2 weeks ago, and the time, you always need to input the time when you're actually recording a new intervention. So 9 AM, click on go, that gets recorded. Now, an anticipated end date is November 12th. At a time of 09.00. Once all the fields are completed, we'll then click Save. And this should now attach the intervention to the selected problem. When you look at the top of the screen where the problem is, you will see an additional expansion button has now appeared, and this one is pointing downwards. Click on that and it will expand the intervention which relates to the problem. So that's the intervention added to the problem. This brings us to the end of the first part of a two-part series of care planning. Please view the second video in this series because it shows you how to edit the existing care plan. If you have any queries on this video or any other Rio functionality, please don't hesitate to contact the Rio training team on 01925 666655. Alternatively, why not drop us an email at rio.training@5bp.nhs.uk. Thanks for watching.